Interesting. So we're on the play. If we draw a land in the top 2 cards, this hand is fine. I'm going to mulligan, though. Let's keep this. Put back the skull. Does that work with scale up? Yes, it does. Prowess creatures work with scale up. The first deck I ever... Oh, come on. This is the 4th time I've played against Tron in a row now. Okay, looks like E-Tron. Yeah. E-Tron's actually not that bad of a matchup. Just I'm kind of bored playing against Tron at this point. Pretty sure I'm playing Teferi, right? I will not like it if I see Urza's Tower. Yeah, so maybe like Naya Prowess with scale up and Dreadhorde Arcanist become immense. Probably not that necessary though. Yeah, I mean, I haven't cast Toski in a while. Feels pretty good. Toski! Hopefully they don't have Dismember. Yeah, we had 2 mono green, 1 mono blue, and now Eldrazi Tron. So technically 3 different decks, I guess. If I told you Tron was a reasonable deck that helps the format, would I believe you? Yeah, I actually agree with you. So now we can't equip Sword of Feast and Famine. Hierarch lets us kill Karn. And I'm drawing another Hierarch. They get Sky Sovereign. Alright, I guess I'm going to kill Karn. I probably just plus Teferi, right? Just going to bounce Sky Sovereign. If I draw a land, I can cast Sword of Feast and Famine, but let's get to untap our lands next turn anyways. Toski! 4 mana, 1/1! Alright! They also, like, ticked up their Blast Zone. Yikes. Good top deck opponents. Well done. Maybe they'll target Toski. So I'm probably bouncing this, equipping Sword of Feast and Famine. Killing Ugin, right? Killing Ugin's better than hitting them. And now Toski is Dismember proof. Yeah, we're definitely, you know, fighting. What was the face down card? Oh yeah, I forgot we get to see. Or do we not get to see? Oh yeah, you only get to see if it's Morph. You don't get to see on Manifest. That's a good sign that they start off by sacking Relic. Although Blast Zone is going to be able to kill both of my Hierarchs. Not that they were doing a ton. They're doing a little bit. Thought Seer would be pretty bad. Smasher's fine, I think. The Crew Sky Sovereign. Just going to leave it back to block. It's a good draw. Do you have a commander deck? Yeah, I have a Sea Monster Tribal commander deck. It's very casual. So nice that, like, you know, Path deck I wouldn't work here because we'd have to discard the Smasher. I guess we could bounce the Sky Sovereign first and then discard whatever card we draw. Toski! Alright, man. Feels pretty good to be, like, ahead here. I used to have like 3 different commander decks. I had like a really powerful Orlora one with like dual lands, mana drain, force of will, mana crypt, and then I had like a Safi, which is like kind of a medium power level deck. I think I just had like an intro deck. That way I could play different power levels with different people, but I ended up selling out after you stopped playing for a while. But I always wanted to build the sea monster one, and I finally have. Maybe getting a Sophie wasn't that good against the Blast Zone, actually. Although if they're spinning their turn, ticking up, it's a lot of. I guess they have a lot of mana, anyways. Yellow hats, da 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 da. Thank you for the raid, buddy. Is Omnath still busted? I saw that you 5-0'd with it last night. You trophy again. Interesting draw. Yeah, Toski, Bearer of Swords. We could equip to Stoneforge Mystic to bait the Blast Zone now. I think I kind of like that. Like, I'm pretty happy if they sack Blast Zone on 2 here to stop me from hitting them with Sophie. Probably not going to happen, right? We have a few triggers on the stack at least. Yell had 5-0'd again. It's awesome. It's the 3 for 3, 15-0. Nuts. Toski. So we're gonna get, you know, 3 for 1 off the Blast Zone, but we're still pretty ahead here, I think. Did I get old border remands? Honestly, my infatuation with the old border cards has just like decreased a bit. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't really care if they take the borrower, right? Because they have the Blast Zone on 3. It was a timeout. I mean, I think you count it. That's like important, you know. If they only lost out to timing, if you only lost to timing out, I think as far as like evaluating the deck, it's fine to count it in those spots. I opened an old border dismember though that I think looks really good. Maybe I'll still buy the old border remands, but for now I'll just have the regular ones. Borrower and equip swords next turn. Well, they have a Blast Zone on 3. So I don't think you're supposed to cast the borrower into it. Just let them take it. So good to draw 2. Toski's so good. Toski. Alright, not too bad. I've ever played or thought about playing Hearthstone. I've played a little bit of Hearthstone. Very casually on my phone. But it's very difficult for me to get into card games that aren't Magic. You know, they could have just replayed this. I spend so much time playing Magic the Gathering, you know, that when I'm playing different card games, I usually prefer to play, or if I'm playing different games, I usually prefer it to not be another card game. I usually prefer, you know, video games or, you know, D&D. Do I want the needles? Can't remember if I think I do like the needles against them. Usually not a huge fan of Mana Leak in this matchup. Sometimes we'll play 1, sometimes we'll play 0. Usually play 3 Anthanice. Probably want the 4th Force as well. I'll just cut the Mana Leak. Play like 1 Teferi. No Borrowers maybe. Borrowers kind of medium. Maybe I should cut one of these 4-drops though. Actually, if I bring in Gargaroth, the Gargaroth is very good against them. You can play 2 Teferis. I'll play a Borrower over the 2nd Teferi. Beer Pong Pro. Not very good at Beer Pong. I've had some good runs though. Let's keep this. What opponent can see? I think they're just like a little, just, you know, 104.3A, ready to move on. Great draw. Yeah, we have quotes enabled. You never like force that much against Etron. You just get thought slot and smash it to death. My thought process is that Stoneforge, like Batterskull, is just really good, and Ice-Fang is really good at just winning the creature combat. And I find that I often more so lose to their non-creatures than their creatures. Like this, I never mind. I just don't understand. I just don't understand how you can be so lucky and have turn 3 Reshaper, just like right on curve. Should I just like concede? I don't know. I'm gonna pass with mana up. This is your favorite deck that I see you play. I really like this deck too. I think it's a lot of fun. Although I don't have fun when my opponent has the nut draw like this. To know, this is another 1-year resub. A year ago, you're playing Avalanche Riders and Ephemerate, so I knew I had to sub. I must have gone full time today to have all of these resubs. Why does Etron still run Reshaper? I mean, Reshaper is a fine card. Like, people goof on it, like I am, but it's not a bad card. It's fine. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just people like to goof on it a bit. I think I'm gonna play Ice-Fang Hold Up Queller here. I'm like kind of scared of a Karn, and then Gargaroth can really easily deal with their creatures. If they even if they just slam Smasher, Gargaroth is so good against them. Like, they can't dismember it. It just is bigger than all their creatures. And so I'm kind of worried about them having Karn. So let's Hold Up Queller. Although I guess if they're just gonna Blast Zone on 2, maybe I shouldn't be so worried. I mean, I don't think I'm supposed to play Stoneforge into the Blast Zone on 2. I am down to Queller this. Even though I don't have my combo with Spell Queller, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Yeah, I think I like Reshaper is honestly like actively good against most decks that I play, I think Reshaper's good. Okay, we can... Oh, actually, if we sort of Feast and Famine here, we don't get to play Gargaroth because of Damping Sphere. So I think we just play Gargaroth. My sub, I was a little stressed about everything. Day job. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think this was like the day I found I was pretty sure I was being let go due to COVID, and then effectively went full time the next day. That's pretty cool. It's awesome to see that so many people have stuck around for the full year. It's just kind of a special thing to be subscribed to a streamer for a year. Hits me right in the heart. Let's see the new blue-red Elder Dragon. Yeah, I think the card's perfect for the blue-red dragon deck. It's really, really perfect. Get that density of dragons. Yeah, time doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, and the stream's grown a lot since then. It's really nice. Just hits me right in the heart. Yeah, Gargaroth's so nuts in this matchup. So we go ahead and Thought Knot Seer, or Ontonice the Smash, sorry, the Seer, right? Yeah. And then if they double block Smasher and Reshaper, if we attack just here, it's kind of fine, but I think that it's better now to bounce the Smasher. Can attack with both. I think it's better to attack with both so we can play Stoneforge Mystic. And do you want to make a beast token or draw a card? I think the main way we lose this game is to All Is Dust at this point, so let me draw a card instead of making a beast. They didn't have it last turn either. I guess we can see if they're drawing it right now. Karn the Great Creator. So I guess I'm getting Batterskull off of Stoneforge. We should be able to kill Karn because of Noble Hierarch next turn, but they're probably going to go Karn for bridge, right? It's a good hit for them. Thanks. Did they really just top deck All His Dust? It's hard to know for sure. That was a swing. Swing, swing, swing. Let's just go to game 3. Yeah, decent hit. It's also why I like the 4/4s, Right. Resubmit. Yeah, I just spoke it into existence. Exactly. This hand's good. This hand's really good, actually. Because we don't have a blue card for the Force, but it's like the only thing we're missing. Like if this sort of Fire and Ice was like maybe a blue card, maybe this hand would be like a tiny bit better. Hard to complain about it though. I just drew the blue card. Yeah, better to play Stoneforge Mystic this turn, I think, right? They just, like, yeah, playing the Damping Sphere this turn doesn't do that much. I think it's better to get the Batterskull than the sort of Feast and Famine here. I have found that Batterskull is like really, really important to this matchup. Who's his Tron play? Yeah, this is the... I really hope we don't play against Tron again next round. Oh no, they can make their Reshaper uncounterable. Yeah, I'm really hoping to dodge Tron next round. If I draw a land, I'll play Damping Sphere and hold up and Stoneforge, but if not, we'll just Stoneforge the Skull into play. Second Damping Sphere, not a great draw, but it's fine. Notably, they can Thought on Cirrus next turn. We can't counter it, but we get the Batterskull in play, and especially with the Hierarch, that's a pretty big game. And so they're probably going to take my Sword of Fire and Ice. It's either that, or it's either going to be that or Force of Negation. Why is Karn the Great Creator? The only thing he created was genocide on Mirrodin. He created the entire plane. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with all the lore about anything. They took Remand? Weird. Force seems so much better than Remand here. I feel like I just want to equip Sword of Fire Ice and attack. Like, they can't Tron me next turn. So I don't need to play Damping Sphere. Karn has Venser's Spark? I thought Karn had Urza's Spark. I guess I misremembered that. I, like most Magic players, have learned all of my MTG lore from just, like, you know, older players at the LGS telling you what's up. So we've got, we've got to look at a blue card if they chump block or if they don't chump block here for Force anyways. Urza's not a Planeswalker? What? I mean, there is an Urza Planeswalker uncard. Urza is a Planeswalker, right? Yeah, Urza is a Planeswalker. He was a pre-mending Planeswalker, right? Again, just like, all my knowledge is chatting in between rounds of FNMs, you know. Urza's Spark got corrupted, so Venser, who was dying, gave him his own. So Venser gave Urza his Spark. And then Urza gave Karn Venser's Spark? Is that right? Toski! They can always dust us next turn. Let's just attack first. If they have Eldrazi Temple, they can always dust. Or if they hit a land off Reshaper. I guess they can get Temple off map. They hit Thought Not Seer. Yeah, I think that I want to play Damping Sphere here so that if they have Thought Not Eldrazi Temple or get Temple off of map, they can't always dust me next turn. And then if they Thought Not Seer the Force of Negation, we'll basically know that they have all his dust, like, for sure. Karn. They get a Blast Zone. They can take the zone up to 3. We also know that they have a Thought Not Seer in their hand. Karn got Urza's Spark at the end of the invasion block. Then when he was corrupted, Venser gave him the Spark to reignite and fix him. That's cool. Shout out to Venser for doing that. Yeah, Maul of the Skyclaves would have been pretty nice to have. Maybe we should be playing them all. Urza as a creature is more iconic because he isn't a Planeswalker. I mean, I think, like, in the lore at least, there's, like, not really a difference. Like, You know what I mean? It's like I'm a creature. It's not like I'm a planeswalker, not a creature. It's kind of the same thing, right? Pretty good draw, right? Let's go ahead and I think just ascend it with the germ. The Shaper's pretty good being able to block here, of course. But if we get to, you know, put in Ice-Fang and Sword of Feast and Famine, it's pretty good, although they can maybe have Blast Zone for 2 available. It's kind of, I feel like it's going to be hard for them to, like, I guess if they play Thought-Knot Seer and draw a land, they can have Thought-Knot Seer with Blast Zone on 2 up. We can Force of Negation all this, but they know we have Force of Negation. Yeah, the Blast Zone on 2 is pretty good. It does kill their own Mind Stone. Poor Vision. Does anybody alter this to look like Vision from, you know, Avengers? Probably. I don't know why this Force of Negation is still in my hand, honestly. I mean, I understand fearing Toski, I suppose. Yeah, no point in attacking the 2 drops. It is nice that they have to start chomping with Thought-Knot Seers. How do they not take my Force? It's like they need to draw all his dust so badly, or Karn. Like, Toski just doesn't do much here, right? Is it still on 4 Heath, 1 Misty? Is that split super important, or is 4 Misty, 1 Heath is fine as well? I mean, 4 Misty, 1 Heath is fine. But Windswept Heath is the best fetch land in the deck because it can cast Onthanice or Hierarch off of a basic land on turn 1. And then Misty is actually, I think, is the worst fetch because it can't play Onthanice on turn 1. And then obviously they all get all the dual lands. But it's a very small thing. And we're also like, we don't have like really hard blue requirements. Like, we're not playing Cryptic Command to want to get a bunch of basic islands. Hossman continuing the gifted sub. Very cool to see. Thank you. Could have Temple Ulamog in hand, I guess. But can they do, or they lose the Mind Stone, so if they Temple Ulamog, they don't have enough mana. They would have to have Tron. They're losing 1-2 mana here, so they would need to Tron us to do that. We're also at 44 life. I hope that this game, you know, some people are saying don't bring in the 4th Force, but just like your creatures are so good at beating your opponent's creatures in this matchup, I think it is good to have all 4 Force. Like, you lose these games to, like, Ugin, Karn, all his dust. You don't really lose them to their Eldrazi. Did I answer a million questions about spoilers? Maybe like 500,000. There's some cool spoilers today. Definitely some cards that make me want to play them in Modern. They do have another Temple, but they don't have enough to Ulamog, right? Yeah, I mean, this could be bait for all his dust, but I need to counter it because this can get Ensnaring Bridge. Then I get another Damping Sphere down. I mean, no point to playing Hierarch first, right? But I should probably Ice-Fang if we draw Teferi, or did I sign off the Jace? Just if we draw an answer to this, we win. This is bait for Matter Reshaper, of course. I think I'm going to hold the Hierarch to play and equip equipment 2 if they do all his dust next turn. Notably, we'll still have all of our equipment. They just killed these 3 things. They can't Karn Bridge me next turn, right? I guess they can if they have a land, actually. Yeah, the Super Prowess 1-drop, that card is really good, I think. I guess we can keep playing. So I'm moving the swords over to Ice-Fang, right? Okay, let me start off by moving Feast and Famine because of Dismember. See what happens. This is the same amount of damage the sword or the Batterskull equip. Are they dead? Yeah, they're exactly dead. Don't think they can have anything either. What's the super prowess card? It's a new 1 mana 0/1 for 1 white mana. It has Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +2/+2. So it's like it's double prowess, but doesn't get triggered off of Mishra's Bauble. Or, you know, Planeswalkers, enchantments, artifacts. Okay, we have played against 2 mono green Trons, and then a mono blue Tron, and now an Eldrazi Tron. I would like to not see any Urza's lands this next match. Keep. Gonna go Temple Garden, Island, turn 2 Stoneforge with Force on the play. Usually a pretty good hand. Do you enjoy Legacy as a competitive format? Would I choose to play Modern or Legacy if there weren't reserved list accessibility issues? I mean Modern right now. That's like, you know, what I'm doing is like I can play any Legacy or Modern deck right now I want, and Modern is more fun right now. There was a time where I preferred Legacy to Modern, but I do think Legacy has improved since some recent bannings, but I feel like has suffered a lot recently. With cards like Uro, Oko, which are I mean Oko's gone now, but Uro's still a big problem. A lot of like the jumpstart cards, like Allosaurus Shepherd. It's kind of an obnoxious card to play against. Just suffered a bit from cards like that, I think. Don't think Stoneforge is living against Bloodstained Mire. Could. This is a really good hand against Dredge if this is Dredge. Yeah, Historic is going to be like so different with the new set. It's pretty weird. Bloodstained Mire Steam Vents. So Blue-Red Prowess probably. Yeah, definitely Blue-Red Prowess. Can we bring back Mono Blue, Martyr, and Modern? Let the old things die, I say. I'll force a Manamorphose, I think. Can't force Sprite Dragon. Land would be kind of nice. Third Stoneforge Mystic, not as nice. It's all about Jeskai Prowess. Jeskai or Red-White. It's possible you could play like a cool Blue-White Prowess, but probably not. With Monastery Mentor. Monastery Mentor, awesome. I need to get on a Strixhaven PT and break Phoenix again. That'd be awesome. Yeah, this would be a really cool PT to test for. I'll try. There's a bunch of PTQs coming up soon. Just Magic Online, it seems so much easier to qualify on Arena than Magic Online, honestly. Like 7-2ing 2 days in a row seems a lot easier than going like 9-1 and then winning 2 top 8 matches. Or like 8-1, 7-1 sometimes. Well, hopefully this Batterskull's not too late. Definitely could be. I'd like to draw a land. Yikes. But then you have to play on Arena. I don't know. Like, Arena, every time I get back into it because I'm qualified for a PT, it takes me a while to get used to, but I don't, like, hate playing on Arena. Like, I prefer Magic Online's interface. I prefer, the economy on Magic Online, but I don't like despise Arena. I might have to Petty Theft a Dragon, right? You're not watching the stream for on Arena? That's fair. I appreciate the feedback. But like, I mean, the only reason I'd ever switch to Arena is if like the format, if like Historic or Standard is just so fun and I really, really want to play it, right? It's the only way I'm switching at this point. And if the format is like super sweet and fun, then it's probably gonna be worth watching, you know. I drew the land. I kind of like attacking. But since I accidentally pressed 2, it's tough. Although I kind of feel like they're bluffing right now, to be honest. I think I'm still attacking. Like they might like not double block and I get to petty theft if they grow their dragon to be 5/5. Yeah, my opponent said that they accidentally clicked. Okay. Am I supposed to like just say that I'm at 11 right now? I don't know. I kind of feel like they're maybe baiting me though, right? Like maybe this was like a lie, you know, that they accidentally misclicked. Usually I try to like just say I'm 11 in spots like this, but I don't know. I kind of feel like they're. I kind of feel like that like this was still a bluff, like, you know. Like I also missed out on 1 point of damage that I would have gotten if they had attacked, which is not super relevant, but it's not nothing. Yeah, I think I'm not going to do it this time, but I usually will try to. I know I'm not obligated to, but I think it's a feel-good moment for everybody involved, you know? So I like to do it, but I know I don't have to. We're also not technically dead if we hadn't. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my opponent is not accidentally passing. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe last time was and they just... Wait. No, why would they attack him at... I don't know. Yeah, I think the new prowess card is really good, I agree. Yeah, I don't know, it's like this, I mean... Maybe I was just supposed to put in sort of Fire Ice, actually.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Yeah, maybe I was just supposed to put in Sophie, right? I'm not sure. Because now I can't attack unless I draw a land or an Anthonice. Oh, I was supposed to actually leave up Temple Garden, right? So I could cast Hierarch. Yeah. And my opponent conceded. I don't know what's happening here. It's so weird. Pay my actors less, I guess. Have a good day, Plague. Thanks for popping in. Usually cut my Quellers. I'll often leave in 1 or 2 4s. Cut the Borrower, cut the Jace. Maybe I want to cut the 3rd Toski. For third Force? Nah, 3 Force is kind of a lot. Don't think I want any Quellers. I mean, Borrower's not that bad. It's not that good either. Let's play 3 Toski. Yeah, I think it was just a shame concede. I don't know. Use the restroom real quick. Inspired me to brew one of your decks. Got a 5-0 with one last week. What was it? Sounds cool. Congrats. Alright, this hand's good enough to keep. Omnath Elementals, sweet. You're playing Pyre of Heroes? If you like Path in this list over Oust, like in the Just Guy, so it's not so much over Oust. Well, I mean it is, but the reality is that Anthonice is not very good. Anthonice is not very good against Death and Taxes and Titan, where Path Exile is better than Oust and Anthonice in those matchups. So I like to have Path specifically as a hedge against those 2 decks instead of just having 6 sorcery speed effects. That being said, Oust I think would be fine as extra removal spells. But that's the thinking, is I want like instant speed removal against those decks. Yeah, against like Hammer Time. I think Oust would be fine. One on top, one on bottom. Alright, so that's going to make me Anthonice plus Ice-Fang this turn. Man, I missed playing this deck. This deck is so fun. Kind of feel like I'm going to 5-0. I don't know. I'm feeling good. A little too early to call that shot, I guess. Prediction time. I usually do trophy predictions when I'm 4-0. I'll do if I win the next round, I'll do a trophy prediction. And this round. Looks like they have another Stormwing, right? I guess I should have floated mana. Drawing the third Toski's not that good. All right, things have swung back away in our, from our favor. All 3 Toskis. I thought about boarding one out. It could have been one of them. Could have been a Force. Not sure how good Force would have been here. Got a lot of good draws though. It's not one of them. We're also up a game. You feel like a 5-0 prediction from what I should give a huge multiplier? Well, I mean, it would, right? Because most people would bet on no. Or in theory, it would. Although predictions are like just always skewed for the believers because people want to believe and win rather than doubt and win. Do I like this deck or the 2-drop bug deck more? I don't know. I do like both. I haven't played... the last time I played this deck, I trophied with it. I also trophied with Sultai yesterday. I probably would lean towards Sultai, if I had to choose one for a tournament, like in an hour. But I think both are fine. Maybe we should just on the play. Maybe a second or third Force of Negation is better than third Toski. Just going Stoneforge plus Force on the play is pretty good. Yeah, I think the Floodplain's pretty good. I like it. Not doing us too many favors this game, I guess. Let's go to game 3. Have you seen Ethan Sachs preview card video? I haven't, no. I don't think so. Let's try this. What's my favorite deck, competitiveness aside? Ant and Legacy. The Storm variant, Ad Nauseam Tendrils. On the play. Maybe my Sea Monster Tribal EDH deck. Can't keep this. Can keep this one. Putting back the second Teferi. And probably going Temple Garden Island. It's pretty good. Yeah, we saw Clever Luminmancer. The card's busted. It does have 1 toughness, which is a big drawback, but I mean 1 toughness on a 1-drop isn't like the end of the world, And you could also protect it from bolts pretty easily, or maybe not that easily. If you cast 2 spells. Just like a regular prowess creature though. Bottom the second Teferi, draw the third. Yeah, red right prowess seems pretty good. I will say it didn't really feel like prowess needed a big buff in modern. I will say that. Yeah, just a 1-drop that has to be answered immediately is a pretty powerful effect. And this is definitely a 1-drop that just needs to be answered. Can play Naya Prowess with Scale Up. I'm going to put 2 cards on top. And they have a Burst Lightning. Bummer. This was not the land we were looking for. But I'll take it, It's an interesting first draft. I think I would still play Bauble. Like, Bauble's really good with Swift Spirit, Soulscar Mage, and Lurrus. I know it doesn't work with Luminmancer, but I think that's fine just to have that not be a big deal. I'd also probably play the 4th Mutagen Growth over the 3rd Gutshot. And to make room for the Baubles, I might immediately be cutting, like, the Boros Charms, which I don't think are, like, stellar. I think they're okay. Might be cutting some Crash Throughs. 4 Crash Through feels like a lot. I guess Boros Charm giving double strike to your Lumimancer is kind of cool. Still just not super high on that effect. Andre, 7 months. I am having a good day. I hope you are as well. Maybe Boros Charm is good. Maybe you just cut the Crash Throughs for Baubles. Like, I don't think you need to play 4 Crash Through. Worth trying. Sideboard seems fine. I probably would be playing, or I might be playing Core Firewalker over Auriok Champion just because you're better at triggering it. Although Pro Black against Shadow is obviously very relevant. Land, please. All right, thank you. Although it's not a snow land to make Ice-Fang death touching, but Ice-Fang is dying to dart anyways. Would Grape Shot be a consideration for the hypothetical shell? Probably not. Maybe. It only works with one of your creatures, you know. But yeah, I would play Bauble. You also might want to play, like, you might want to play, like, 2 Abbots just to have 14 threats. 14 threats is, like, maybe a better number than 12. Yeah, Charm seems fine. I don't think it's, like, super good. How's that Sultai list? Really good. We were 11-3 on stream with it yesterday. It's the only deck we played yesterday. And I think I want to cut the spell bombs for Jailers. That's, like, the only change I'm currently really considering, though. If I draw a land, am I just slamming Batterskull? It's, like, not that good against the Soulscar Mage. I did draw a land. It's probably better to go Teferi first to play around Spell Pierce. And then do we bounce Entity immediately, or do we play Stoneforge Mystic first to not draw the sort of Feast and Famine? I mean, if I draw Ice-Fang, I'm going to be pretty happy that I bounced first, so let's do this. Ooh. Yeah, Ice-Fang gets so much better when you have Teferi in play. Yeah, Charm might be able to make the cut in the red-white deck. I might play more Sultai tomorrow. I also kind of want to play Jund for fun. All right, red blue X. I like this art. This looks awesome. Exile the top X cards of your library. For each land exiled this way, create a treasure token. For each blue card exiled this way, draw a card. For each red card exiled this way, deals 1 damage to each opponent. That card's awesome. I don't know if it's good. It's a weird card. Probably not that good, but sweet. Yeah, EDH staple for sure. What is the argument to not bounce first? If we draw sort of Feast and Famine off the Teferi bounce, we would have preferred to play Stoneforge Mystic first. It would be the reason. But I think it's better to bounce first, to draw, like, you know, any 2-drop or removal spell. I was just kind of thinking out my line. 1 card on bottom, 1 card on top. The Entity is so good. We could die here. Is Baleful Domain good? Is giving them a card a big downside? It's a big downside. It's like in Modern, you know, you have Dreadbore or Terminate, which is 2 mana to kill. Like, you know, Dreadbore is 2 mana to kill any creature of Planeswalker, albeit at sorcery speed. But you don't give them a card, which is a huge difference, you know. Huge difference. But 2 mana instant speed Exile is, you know, not too bad either. And obviously the upside of you know, you can just pay 4 mana sometimes, which is not a very good exchange, but it's not that bad. And if you have Narset, it seems to be very good. No, I don't think you want to. Yeah, I think you'd rather play Glacial Floodplain than the Bant Triumph in this deck. Well, I guess I haven't tried the Bant Triumph. If my opponent's last card is a land, we're in okay shape. It's also like it basically can't be a land, so that part of this whole thing stinks. I'm probably supposed to target the Sprite Dragon, right? So yeah, they're just dead next. No, they're not dead next turn to the Germ. Yeah, I guess we'll just make sure this is lethal next turn. There's like no way they can't save this, I think. Oh, what a sick draw. What a sick draw. I mean, I guess like the sort of Feast and Famine, yeah, I could kill them next turn. Probably doesn't matter which one we kill. I think the Dragons is like a tiny bit better. You do not gain life from the Sword of Fire Ice trigger. The Sword of Fire and Ice is the thing dealing the damage, not the Germ token. Ooh, tough match. We were really ahead game 2, then kind of drew poorly. Mulligan. Do we keep this on 6 in the blind on the play? I don't think so. Yeah, this is like just a much better hand. I'm putting back Island in one of the blue cards. You know, turn 2 Stoneforge with Force up is a pretty good start, of course. I think I'm going to keep the Mana Leak over the Queller. Yeah, there is a sideboard guide for this deck up on the Discord for subscribers. Did I see the Abzan list Jessup 5-0'd with? Yeah, I did, I think. Yeah, I think I saw it. Another red deck. We're going to play Grapeshot with the new Prowess creature? Probably not. Like, I think that you just don't have enough cards that work with the, you know, Magecraft, that's what it's called. Yeah, I don't think you have a density of Magecraft payoffs to play a Storm spell. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And maybe there will be another Magecraft payoff that will want you to play a Storm spell, you know? So hopefully my opponent doesn't have 2 ways to kill a Stoneforge Mystic. That's one way. Wait, are they Incinerator Burn? I think they're Incinerator Burn. They have to be Incinerator Burn, right? No Lure is Seal of Fire. I mean, Incinerator seems really good against us. There's a green-black creature that has Magecraft. Each opponent loses 1 life. Is that card playable in Legacy Ant? No, what's great about Ant is you only have to play 1 win condition, you know? You just play the 1 Tendrils and you tutor it up when you need it. You don't want a Storm payoff that you have to play before you start going off, and yeah, no. Like, maybe like as a weird sideboard card, you know, but probably not. See, we hit a land drop. With 2 4-drops in my hand, I'm kind of like down to try to run a runner lands. Any thoughts on Torp Orb in the sideboard? I guess Tucking Doom. Definitely not Orb for this deck. This mountain's pretty. Bolts me. Weird. Bolts me. Why? What's going on? Bolts me. I am burn. I bolt you. I bolt you. I bolt you. Twitch chat told me that's all my deck does, so I listen to them. Alright, let's get the 5-0 prediction. Is this a flex? I don't know. Right, you got 5 minutes. Trophy number 12? We're a little far away, but I'm calling my shot. I guess I think they're Incinerator Burn, so I'm gonna play the paths. I cut the Quellers, cut the Borrower, cut the Jace, cut a Toski, cut Feast and Famine. What round is this? This is round 3. We're up a game. We're also playing against we're playing against Incinerator Burn, I think, and our opponent was making some misplays. So I have done a flex by predicting the 5-0 now. I think that's what the kids call it. Yeah, the odds are pretty good for doubting. Although this sounds pretty good. I'm going to win this one and the next 2, but this one's in the bag. If my opponent plays... Oh, they can't Incinerator me this turn, right? Yeah, they can't Incinerator me this turn without a Seal Fire or Rift Bolt. Is it no mods can't predict, Mike? If you would like to be unmodded so you can predict, that's fine, but you have to finalize your decision. No flip flopping. But I understand because predictions are fun. I wasn't sure about that forest. I think it was fine. It's just so good if they don't have a land. I'm gonna play Auriok Champion. Doesn't mean we don't have blue mana yet, but that's fine. Who needs blue mana? Vista, honestly, like a lot worse than a regular fetch this game. You get your million the old-fashioned way? Hell yeah. It's 2 million for the ring. I admire the hustle. Pretty sure we're supposed to Stoneforge over Hierarch. I mean, they can kill whatever we play, so I kind of just want to make the more mana-efficient play. I wonder when I'll yield to this Auriok Champion. Why are Burn players not playing Lurrus? I mean, without we're currently the acolytes of Clothis, which is you guys. We're at war with Burn players, trying to get them to play Lurrus. But our opponent is saying I'm not playing Lurrus because I think Chandra's Incinerator is worth the payoff. Is what I think is happening. They did suspend Rift Bolts. Imagine if we Teferi had stopped Rift Bolt this turn. Right. Chess stream when? Any day now. Float a red mana, let it fizzle. Resculpt 1 blue, exile target artifact or creature, its controller creates a 4. Yeah, I don't understand why people think this is a color pie break. Like, blue has like always gotten these effects. I guess if they give it land, they have been missing lands, so I'll force the next burn spell targeting me to try to stop Incinerator. Yeah, maybe Incinerator's not even that bad. They are skewering me. If I force this, they can't Incinerator without another cheap burn spell. It's probably worth it, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that you're saying that, but someone mentioned like color pie break earlier, and people are always upset when. All right. They're always upset when blue gets like those kind of effects, but blue just always gets those kind of effects. It's because it hits artifacts. I mean, I think that they've gotten that before. Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know. Seems fine. I don't really care that much. I'm not sure how bad this is for us. Oh, and having trample is really bad, actually, of course. Yeah. But they might not know it has trample, because you can't see it on the card unless you zoom in like this. Yeah, just no attacks. Alright, let's put in Batterskull, I guess. Or maybe Sword of Fire Ice is better. Yeah, I actually kind of think it is. Cool, so now we get to counter their Rift Bolt. Okay, they're just off of it. 3-0, 2 more to get that trophy number 12, and then we'll be barely peaking on the leaderboard, right below Fran, right above Hayashi. Oh, playing against Yama? Uh-oh. Yeah, we ended up 5-0 with it. Felt pretty good on Friday, too. Yama's playing the Mono Red Prowess. This hand would be very good if we just had another land, but... Oh, come on. Okay, turn 2 Stoneforge with Force up. You get Floodplain. Yeah, the quad Q warrior himself. Yeah, Yama likes Imahayashi's Prowess deck. Oh, I guess it's a different version, maybe? I don't know. Interesting. Looks like an older version. This is the second time we've had this hand, turn 2 Stoneforge on the play with Force up on a Mold 5. I think it's a fine hand. Not sure how good it is. Ooh, I get the flashback Exile value. And they could definitely have just, you know, they could just definitely just have land, another burn spell, but if they don't, we're in good shape. Probably not blocking. Blood Moon coming down next turn, though? It's pretty bad. If I kept the Force, I'd be pretty happy. This is only instant sorcery, yeah, not quite prowess, huh? We do have a few islands in the deck, of course. We have Noble Hierarch. Our deck's like not that soft to Blood Moon overall. And Batterskull might just win. Light up the stage, hitting Lightning Bolt and Scred. Oh no, Scred is so bad for us. Scred, jeez. Unlucky. They're gonna bolt my Hierarch, which stings. Obosh in hand. I love how fast Jama plays, it's awesome. I mean, I think we've got a fine matchup. You bring in the champions, the Gargaroths. Hey Evan, how's it going? Got Remand, Borrower, Quellers, Toski 3. I don't think I went Path. I don't think Path's good against them. Do I want the 4th Force? Probably not. 3 feels like a fine number. Remand is actually probably not that bad against them. It's this variant. Rib 5-0. I think we have a fine matchup. I also like always get really lucky against Jama. Force of Blood Moon. We already have 3 Force, and we're also like not very soft to Blood Moon, honestly. I think Toski's not that bad. It's like only bad against Soul Skirmage, really. So the new black removal spell, the draws your opponent card, its was quite low on it. If there was a path that drew a card for opponent, would it be better than Path or worse than Path? I mean, it'd be like, probably be worse than Path. It's also like one mana versus 2 mana is huge. Like if Path were 2 mana, it would like, a 2 mana, like exile a creature, they draw a card is not a playable modern card. I think. Obviously this card is better than that. Yeah, obviously this card is better than that. Tend's kind of good against Blood Moon. But it's not like much better than that. It's Planeswalkers and has upsides with like you can spend 4 mana or have Narset in play. 1 mana that did that. I mean, I think Path would be a little bit better than they just straight up draw a card. But some games like Path is. All right, I'll respect Bonecrusher Giant. But we can mana leak it next turn. 2 lands, so they're gonna lose one of their cards here. It's probably just better to play sort of Feast and Famine though this turn, right? And I'm not blocking, so I'm just gonna attack. You're afraid of this double prosper 1-drop? Yeah, that card's nuts. Just thinking Blast Zone. We get to go Equip, and then Teferi bounce. Or is it better to hold up Leak? Not sure. I think if my opponent just spins their whole turn, Blast Zoning next turn, it's way better to bounce, right? Since, yeah, we just get to Time Walk. They can't even replay the weird. And if they don't spend their turn Blast Zoning the champion, it's also really good for us. There's really not too much that they can just tap out for and punish us with. And so if they spend their turn Blast Zoning, we just slam Gargaroth and have a hard time seeing us losing this game. I'm probably getting Fountain. Is there any way we get burned out? I do have a couple of double blue cards. I'll just get this so we can cast Gargaroth through Blood Moon. I also don't know how my opponent beats Gargaroth here. Guess they could, double bolt it. But then we have Batterskull. Should have cast it first anyway. It doesn't matter in this spot at all. And it's better to attack just to not give your opponent info, but we have Teferi in play. My opponent's not letting me hit with Sword of Feast and Famine. It's not happening. No, I haven't been playing Prairie Stream and Squirrelblade. Bolts me. Live the stage. Mountain Bonecrusher. Concede. You never seen someone play this fast before? I guess you don't watch the stream that often. Do I have the 4th Force on the draw? I kind of do. Maybe Remand is good. I'm going to submit this, though. Because Yama... I mean, if you're talking about Yama playing fast, I'm ahead on time. Yeah, I basically always draw really well against Yama. So I'm feeling pretty good about Game 3 based only on the fact that I usually just draw so well against Yama. You think Gargaroth is terrible? I disagree. That's fine that you think it's bad. Easy keep. Probably better to turn 1 onto Nice, right? Than to Hierarch. I kind of have a tough choice here. I think I'm getting Snow-Covered Forest. I'm pretty scared. Like Blood Moon is just a card I think we need to play around. We also don't have blue cards in our hand right now. And then we could maybe, like, if this dies, we can maybe play sort of Fire and Ice next turn and then go Hierarch plus Equip. Firebolt, light up the stage. Does hit a mountain and another light up the stage, which finds another mountain and a bolt. Alright, so... yeah, this plan seems good. Pretty Blood Moon proof. I mean, Yama might have cited out Blood Moons, I don't know. Plays Bonecrusher, bolts me, I'm assuming. Yeah, okay. So then we get to go Hierarch, Equip. Pass. I guess if there's another Bonecrusher, we don't really have a good block. I feel like Yama would have already attacked if you had another Bonecrusher. Shattering Spree? Yikes. It's pretty bad, huh? If you draw a land against Slam Gargaroth, we're doing okay though. Discard Scred. Missing the land here is, you know, obviously super bad for us. I was hoping to draw a blue card for Force. We're dead, right? Yeah, don't have the blue card for Force. Tough match, man. Alright, believers. Blame Yama. I played again of my own accord soonish. I thought I mulliganed this hand already. I thought that I already mulliganed this hand. I'm the discard sub. I'm discard now. If I sub, I get access to Sideboard guys for Toski. And how do I get access to that channel after I sub? You link your Twitch and Discord accounts, and then there's instructions on how to do that in the Discord channel. Let's keep this. I could put back like an Ice-Fang and a Stoneforge Mystic. Could put back both Ice-Fangs. My opponent kept 7. I'm putting back the Ice-Fangs. No, on the mold of 5. I could actually just put back these 2 on the mold of 5. Let's do that. Captain Angry Block, thank you for Twitch Prime. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, just keep the 2 2-for-1s and unmulligan. Hopefully. Depends on the matchup, of course. Very tough decision. Pretty small battery cyber guys, perfect. Yes, they are. Yes. Did I say thank you, Captain? Sorry, I lost my train of thought, but thank you for your subscription. For the first or second time. I can't remember what that guy said. I think he said that cyborg guides are a brain dead way to learn the game. That might have been it. Titan. Yikes. Titan's not a great matchup, especially on the mold of 5. And I honestly would have rather just kept the other 2 cards. Like turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic is a pretty good on the play in this matchup. Maybe they'll attack for no reason. Sideboarding is for cowards. Your main deck should always be perfect. Yeah, the mono green Planeswalkers philosophy. Yeah, yeah, that's also good to talk about. A guide is just a guide. It's not like a hard and fast rules to follow because people play different decks and people play differently and they have different texts for cards and you know you might develop different plans as you learn the deck. So like a guide is a really good place to start. I agree, but it's not it's not a scripture. Alright, so obviously they can Titan us next turn if they have it. They have 2 unknowns in hand. Man, it's not too bad a card for us to see. Do you think the red-white deck will run rituals? I mean, I think it'll play Manamorphose. I don't think you want to play Pyretic Ritual. Got enough Ice-Fangs? Your points again. Yeah, I have a pretty bad record of whenever I'm watching streams, I always lose all my points too. You don't want an Ice-Fang? Not really. I'd rather find like a counterspell, or I guess Mana Leak's not doing much. Is Snapcaster dumb in a Bant deck? I don't think it's good in most Bant decks, no. But I mean, it depends on what you're playing. Just cast the Titan opponent. Alright, they have Teleria West. No, we didn't know about that. I yield. I usually like 3 Force against them. I usually let me actually pull up my sideboard guide. It's been a while since I played this matchup. It was a bad attempt on the 6. You said you want an Ice-Fang. It's really hard to like jokes like that just like don't work over text at all. That was a pretty good meme. Alright, so this says -2 on Than Ice, -1 Toski. -2 Queller, +3 Damping Sphere, +2 Path. How do I feel about this? I feel okay about it. Makes sense to me. Awesome, Captain. Very cool. I'm glad that you like the content. Definitely the best way to support the stream is to subscribe, but I'm just happy you're here, even if you don't. That's good. Whatever happened to that meme seemed to die quickly. I don't know. I don't think that every meme needs to, you know, be told every stream. It's also kind of like hard to like specifically this one died because we made this joke that this was because they weren't like making deck lists. You know, they weren't publishing deck lists, and so this was just perfect, right? You want to publish a deck list, you don't want me to publish deck lists. It just worked really well. But then the very next day the deck list came back, so I think that's maybe why the joke died. Not playing any Gust. No, I think it's really nice that Damping Sphere covers your Tron and Titan matchups pretty well. And also without Snapcasters, Gust just aren't that good. In fact, if I was going to play a sideboard card for this matchup specifically, I would play Ashiok. Probably better to wait on the Damping Sphere. Yeah. I was kind of laughing to myself thinking that like Wizards saw the meme and decided to finally fix the deck lists. Obviously that's not the case. But funny to think. Funny to think that me shitposting has that kind of power. Is it possible to lose this power? Learn this power? Not from an MTG user. Yeah, the second best way to support the stream is to pray to Klothys's blessing, or pray for Klothys's blessing. Absolutely. Flooded Colorless. Wait on the Tribe Scout. I'm probably supposed to... Okay, yeah, now I'm definitely going to go Hierarch Sphere. If we draw land, we get to Feast and Famine them. Oh, I forgot I was an MTGA user now. Forgot about that bit. Too many bits to keep up with, honestly. You pray exclusively to Karen. I do think it's good. It's a good bit. It's a good joke for every Magic player to pick an MTG god and pray to them for good, you know, good RNG, good top decks. There's just so many cool ones to choose from too. I would like to see more of it out in the wild. And this was a 3-joke stream. Yeah, we've really expanded, you know. Lost your way. Pray to Cosma. Cosma's a good one. Turgrid. I don't remember Turgrid. Probably one of the newer ones. Scarab God's a good choice. Can you choose Thalia? No. I won't allow it. It's religious persecution. Not letting you choose Thalia. Man, this Damping Sphere is good, this game. Jeez. If they have exactly 3 untapped lands plus Titan, they can, for their 4-card hand next turn, they can get us. Nimbizit is basically a god? Yeah, basically. I think Pray to Nimbizit's fine. We couldn't attack for 2 and then cast the Sword of Feast and Famine, for those of you wondering, because of the Damping Sphere extra attacks. What, praying to Teysa? I mean, Teysa's like basically running Orzhov anyways. But honestly, praying to Teysa is probably like super flavorful. Lotus Cobra 8, thank you for your subscription. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, praying to Teysa's got to be like super flavorful. This is just better to put the Batterskull into play though, right? Get more damage. It's also nice that getting the Feast and Famine on the Batterskull allows you to It allows you to block a Titan. So we're hitting them for 7 here. If we play Stoneforge Mystic, we're threatening lethal next turn, and there's like really not that much they can do about it. Does playing Spell Queller also threaten lethal? It doesn't. How does my opponent beat Fire and Ice next turn? They just can't. Or almost definitely can't without like engineered explosives, but they don't even have colored mana. I guess they could E on 0. I guess if they Titan, they can... If they Titan, they can get Radiant Fountain and then go to 1? But they would even need like 2 lands to Titan. Man, Damping Sphere won us that game. You go with Mogus. Mogus is a good choice. Yeah, but I just like this bit. I think that it'd be good. I think it'd be fun, you know, if that was just like a normal thing. Like you sit down at a GP and, you know, your opponent just goes, please, Mogus, please let me top deck the Lightning Bolt to win. And like your opponent just knew what was going on. I think it'd be fun. A trend. I guess that's what you would call it. Well, this hand really needs a creature, but I'm going to keep. But it's mulled to 6. Am I going to cloth this emote? I've commissioned one, yeah. But Madison, who does the emotes, she's kind of busy this week, so I don't know when it's coming. Does Borrower still... Yeah, I've been liking the one of Borrower. It's not like not a mandatory card, of course. But I mean, I've been pretty happy with it. Kind of worried about them like slamming Tracker if I Damping Sphere. Probably just need to though. That's fine. We have a second one. That being said, maybe I should hold up interaction this turn. You know, interaction this turn, then Damping Sphere plus the other, 2 mana counterspell the following turn. See what we draw. Yeah, draw the land. I think this makes sense. And Castle can make us a token for Sword of Feast and Famine. And Castle is pretty good with Sword of Feast and Famine. So I guess they're not casting Titan this turn if they're attacking first. I mean, they could Titan if they wanted to, or if they could. I only have 3 cards in their hand. 3 mana. If you're going to cast Titan, why wouldn't you do a pre-combat, though? Anybody know? It doesn't, like, really matter this game. Try to bait and tap out. I mean, I'm going to Flash and Snapcaster to block this. Like, what are they trying to bait with this attack? They can't Titan this turn. Maybe Ice-Fang? I mean, there's like, I guess, yeah. I can't imagine anybody flashing an Ice-Fang there. An idea where the Obsidian Reanimator came from? It wasn't me. I mean, Goryo's Vengeance Obsidian decks have been around for a while, but the list was a donation deck, and the original brewer of it, the username is Char something. I don't remember. It's kind of, I remember the name being kind of weird, but I don't remember exactly what it was. Char something though. They can Titan again if they have it. They copy Glacial Floodplain. Char ends. Well, yeah, that sounds right. But they're not going to go for a Titan. Castle Ardenvale also really putting in work this game. Yeah. The list I'm talking about is like a Mardu reanimator deck. We played it a couple times. We played it as a donation deck and then just for fun once. It was pretty cool. Might play it again. I ended up making some changes. Like they're like polluted deltas in the Mardu deck that were just worse than Marsh Flats because they were playing Sacred Foundry. That it seemed like those deltas were there because the deck used to have blue in it at one point. Is kind of my guess. Yeah, Castle sort of Feast and Famine so good together. You don't think they could Titan? Yes, they could. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. And I think Titan cost 6. They didn't dismember my token? What the hell? They cast Amulet first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you're right. Now if Titan's the last card, we remand it, and then they have to discard it to the Feast and Famine. Pro Black, they dismember in response to the equip. Right? What am I missing? I know they can't dismember after the equip, but they could have dismembered. I guess I'm probably supposed to attack with this, whatever. You're good. I mean, if my opponent has some instant here, I guess they get me if they have Boil. Can't miss up on the value of making another token, though. Remand is so good here because even if they top deck Titan, we just remand it, and then we discard it with the Sword of Feast and Famine. Dismember costs them 4 life, taking the hit only costs 3. And the Dismember. But good point. Is this a Jace Plus stream? Let's probably find a Jace Plus. Gonna brainstorm instead though. Can't play the Teferi because of the Damping Sphere. Beltron token. Yeah, I accidentally forgot to brainstorm. Or is it plus? What's the joke again? I can't remember. I think I'm just gonna make a token right now. The 5th human token made this game. Just who needs creatures in your deck? Just play Castle Ardenvale. We haven't drawn a creature this game. Right, this is fine. I mean, I guess you could probably make an argument for forcing this, but I mean the remand's really good. But I guess now another top deck Titan can get us. They also have to pay mana next turn. But they'll probably just concede to remand, or maybe they'll concede when they realize they're discarding the Titan. Yeah. Went 4-1, defeated by Yama Killer in a very close match. Sad I couldn't deliver that trophy to you guys, although we did trophy yesterday. What is this?